Hello and ni hao. Welcome to Understanding China, brought to you live from the ThinkTech studios in downtown Honolulu by Asia Pacific Group, an investment firm in Beijing. And I'm Michael North. Our producer in China is Xiaofang Zhou North. Through this series, we are meeting with key leaders in China, government, business, academia, education, the arts, about China today, its future, its hopes, its dreams, its plans in the world, and above all, its great and amazing people. We want to help our international audience to see China through Chinese eyes by talking direct to the people who are leading the largest nation and one of the most important nations in the world today. So we've spent the first 3 episodes of Understanding China looking at the One Belt, One Road economic development policy. It's a social and a cultural and a technological movement that has China investing in many nations all across the world. It's China reaching out to the world. Now, for this program, we're going to completely change our emphasis. Rather than China moving out across the world, this is China looking in upon itself, and especially to young people and to China's values, to China's idea of who it is, who the people are, what is important to the people of China from the inside out. So we're with Yu Sumei, who is with the Attitudinal Healing Committee in Beijing. And Sumei, welcome to ThinkTech. Very good to see you. We would like to hear from you your interpretation of what is attitudinal healing. Just imagine we know nothing about the subject and we are just little babies learning, and we want to hear from you, from China, what is the importance, what is the essence of attitudinal healing?
Mark 你好，是这样的，2013年的时候，我们跟心态疗愈的创始人 Jerry 和 Diane 夫妇有了一个连接，有一个偶然的机会，然后我们把心态疗愈引到中国。引到中国以后呢，我们第一次在北京和上海，分别举办了各3天，共6天的一个工作坊。当时有300人参加。参加完这个工作坊以后呢，就会发现心态疗愈这种理念特别的棒，就是而且我觉得中国，其实我们是非常需要的，所以我们就14年、15年、16年连续，有志愿者发起了几次的这个心态疗愈工作坊，共包括到今年是6次。在这个过程当中，我发现就是心态疗愈特别神奇的地方是，它可以通过普通人之间的相互支持，让我们彼此得到这种力量，然后改变自己的生活品质。就是它真的会让我们发现，其实是我们的想法创造了我们的世界。然后如果我们可以关注在我们自己的想法里面的话，我们真的可以获得内心的那种平安。这个其实对于我们目前国内理念来说是一个全新的。所以我觉得它特别重要的就是让我们打开了一扇新的门，就让我们看到了不同的理念，让我们明白其实我们可以自己选择，自己为自己负责，然后自己的生活自己做主吧，就是我们这种感觉。
Very good. Nicholas, can you help us with a translation?
Of course. Hello, Mark. So here's the general situation. In 2013, we met the founder, Jerry, and his wife, and we connected, and we decided to introduce this organization to China, after which we organized some workshops in Beijing and Shanghai. Each workshop lasted 3 days in both cities for a total of 6 days. There were about 300 people who participated in those workshops, and these initial workshops made us realize that this organization has an ideal, a concept that is very good and is completely new for China. And this is something that is very starting to be sought after in China. So these workshops obviously continued in 2014, 2015, 2016, including this year. And in the process, we realized that it's a process and an idea and a concept that allows normal people to support one another in the changing of their lives and help them realize that their ideas, the concepts, and the way that they think about themselves, it can change that. They can also change their world and obtain a certain inner peace. It's a very new thing in China, and it opens new doors for Chinese people. And it's very interesting, very important work that is being done here.
Well, you know, the method is new, but the key idea, the philosophy behind it, is as old as China itself. It goes back to Lao Tzu and before. It goes to the very root of Taoism, and what we're looking at is fundamental ideas that are coming back to China from around the world, but expressed in new ways. Would you agree, Sumei, that this is both very modern and very ancient?
嗯，是的，我同意这一点。就是，但是因为对于我们现在年轻人来说，我觉得因为现在的生活节奏呀、压力呀，包括整个社会环境，它都是一个非常快节奏的。快节奏的时候，其实人很难静下来，很难静下来的时候，他就很难跟自己去连接。然后，所以我们就是很容易把自己的那个注意力都放在外在的事情上面，而不是放在内在的事情上面。所以呢，虽然刚才提到的说，过去的什么老子呀，他那些观念啊，也许中国的几千年以前就有的，但是真正的让这个方法落实，我觉得反而是从跟Jerry 夫妇接触以后，他的这种支持小组，因为我们通过电视上也看过，像国外的那种美剧里面有很多的节目里面会有这种团体支持小组，但是在国内这种形式真的非常新颖的，就像您说的，它好像确实是一个又古老的方法，然后同时又特别现代的。对对对，我是非常同意这一点的。
Yes, Mark, I absolutely agree with what you're saying. There's something that we need to understand here, and it is that for young people in China, life can be young people in China have a lot of pressure, and the rhythm of life that they have to go through is also very quick, very fast-paced. That means that people here in China cannot really relax or don't really have the time to just stop and consider their inner selves, consider their inner lives, their psychological and philosophical and spiritual lives. And even though all these ideas, as you've mentioned, might have existed in China in ancient times, I think that their real implementation in China has started with Jerry and his organization and his small workshops, these things that I've been doing. This is something that is completely new in China.
Okay, so you mention Jerry. We mean Dr. Gerald Jampolsky and his associate and longtime love of his life, Dr. Diane Cirincione. They are leaders of the human potential movement in America and actually have been active throughout the world for decades, to many countries across the world. And they only recently, in the last few years, started working in China and so reached out to Sumei. We have a short video that comes from the organization that they have built. It's called Attitudinal Healing. So Attitudinal Healing International made this short video, and it'll explain to our listeners the basic concept behind this attitudinal healing movement.
Attitudinal healing is a powerful yet simple method that guides people of all ages and circumstances to experience lasting love and inner peace. It helps heal the judgments, blame, shame, and self-condemnation that keeps us from real happiness. Attitudinal healing is based on the belief that it's not people or experiences from the past or even in the future that cause us to be upset. Rather, it's our thoughts, attitudes, and our judgments about them that cause us the distress. Healing results when we concentrate on changing our own attitudes rather than trying to change others. Guiding principles help us learn to look at pain from the past and fear of the future so we can choose to experience inner peace in the present. People from many cultures, faiths, and denominations, as well as those who follow no faith, participate in attitudinal healing. It doesn't tell you what to believe. Rather, it teaches you how to listen to your own inner wisdom and to make decisions based on love rather than fear. Attitudinal healing pioneered the peer support group model and training, which is now used in dozens of countries on 6 continents in numerous innovative ways, which include relationships and education, community programs, business, hospitals, health and wellness, racial healing, and prisons. As we change our minds, we change our lives. As we heal ourselves, the world heals with us.
So, you, Sumei, you have a very important professional position, and you're responsible to a great many people, and they're looking to you for leadership. I'm interested in hearing a little bit about Sumei. Why are you doing this? Who are you? What brings you to this life? And why are you engaged in this work?
其实非常有意思的是，刚开始的时候，我好像觉得我做这个事情是为了帮助别人，然后觉得通过这个机会我可以帮助到更多的人，献出我的爱心。但是随着这几年的参与，会发现其实我真的感受到了施与受是同一回事，或者说受到的更多吧，就是从这个里面让我自己收获到特别大的力量，然后好像那个爱呀，就是自然的流露。其实做这个事情的时候，我觉得好像是一个就跟心脑域的发展似的，它是非常有机的，就是我并没有自己说好像提醒我自己要怎么去做，然后这个一切的因缘巧合就是包括在做这个过程当中，去年跟那个儿基会那边有一个机缘去做那个乡村教师，就是要支持到这个留守儿童，整个这个过程就是好像越做那个爱被激发的那个能量被激发的越多，所以紧接着还有后面我们这种产生呀，包括注册呀，免费的注册呀，然后包括这个未来我们计划3年之内要培养600名乡村教师，是因为我们也意识到现在目前中国这个留守儿童的这种现象也比较严重，因为中国现在大概有50-60万的留守儿童。我觉得未来他们其实对中国的发展是蛮大影响的，所以我们是希望尽我们自己的一份力量，就是能够支持到除了物质以外的其他的东西，就是目前国内的这种心理援助呀这方面不是很完善，所以我觉得心脑疗愈是一个特别好的时机，就是疗愈自己的同时又可以帮助到别人，支持到别人，这个可能就是我自己一直有热情做的一个原因吧。就在这个过程当中，好像这个能量是被自然带动出来的，就是自己受益了，然后也看到了别人很大的收益。
Nicholas, help us.
Yes. So actually, at the beginning, Mrs. Liu said that she thought that she was doing this maybe to help others, show her care, show her love, and give something back to the society. But actually, as she did it over and over, she realized that giving and receiving was actually a very were two very similar things, if not the same. And she now feels that out of these projects that she's been doing, she has received perhaps even more than she has been giving. When she does this, when she engages in that organization, she feels everything is very organically realized. She doesn't need to think too much about it, and things just start falling down in the right place. In a project like that for, she has called in Chinese lost children, children without families, children that have been abandoned, etc. she feels that it's a project that where people can put a lot of energy in the future. They are going to train with that organization 600 additional countryside teachers, because in China right now the problem of the lost children problem is a very important one. There is an estimated 50 to 60,000 such children that are in need of education. So this is a very great opportunity for this organization to do something and help these people. And while they are helping and supporting this youth, this Chinese youth, it is also a very good opportunity for themselves to learn more about themselves and understand themselves and, well, grow with the children, basically.
Very good. We're going to take a brief break, and we'll be right back. Thank you. All right, we're back now with Zhengyue, who is also very much part of the attitudinal healing work, and he works directly with the Village Care Project. Zhengyue, very good to meet you, very good to see you. Ni hao from Honolulu. I have a question for you. You're working with children in something called the Village Care Project. Can you describe to us that work and the importance that it has for the people that you're serving in Beijing?
OK， 因为我觉得我们这个项目它服务的这个人群呢，是这些乡村教师，但我们希望通过他们影响的呢，是他们所教的那些学生。那因为从我自身的经历，因为我的母亲呢，就曾经是一名乡村教师，所以通过她的经历，我能感受到，每一个乡村教师实际上他的影响了至少一个10年跨度的学生孩子。所以我们发现呢，在中国的一些偏远地区，这些乡村教师，他们即便有再高的热情和再饱满的爱，但是也经不住了这个时间的这个消磨。所以我们把这个项目引进来呢，是希望通过这个项目能够帮助到这些教师，他们重拾自己当初的梦想，也能够把自己的爱再重拾回来。那同时通过他们才能够帮助到这些孩子。我觉得可能从北京作为一个首都来讲，可能跟这些人在地理上离得太远，但是如果从一个有责任心的公民的角度来讲，我觉得无论在哪里，无论在哪里，我们的连接都是一样的。所以这个也是一个我觉得非常了不起的事情。这是我看《哈利波特》的一个收获。
Nicholas, can you translate so far? We want to hear, Nicholas, what Zhengyue is saying. Help us.
Yes, so this project, as Mr. Zhang says, is a project that is actually meant to service teachers in the countryside teacher. And through influencing these countryside teachers, we want to influence the children, the students that are in faraway places in China that are hard of access. Actually, Mr. Zhang's mother used to be a countryside teacher, and through her experience as a countryside teacher, he also has learned that a countryside teacher such as her mother can influence students like this for a period of about 10 years. So this is a very long influence that these people have. In China, though, it's a little bit difficult because these places are far away. So even if these countryside teachers are full of love full of energy. The fact that these places are so far away and sometimes technologically very much less advanced makes it a lot harder for them to actually persist in their work. So this project is meant to help them realize the dream and help them through past the test of time, and through doing this, obviously, affect these children, help these children. Mr. Zhang feels that Beijing as a capital is important, but it is definitely far from the places that are actually concerned in the project. Nevertheless, he feels that as a responsible citizen of China, as any responsible citizen of China would feel, it's a very important project. So people, no matter where they are in Beijing, in these places, they have been working very hard to contribute to the project. And Mr. Zhang wanted to say finally that this connection that relies us is something actually that he has learned from his reading of Harry Potter. This transmission of love and how we are all connected in this way was something that was inspired to him by Miss Rowling.
So, Zhengyue, very interesting. When you start to work with young children in China today, what is their most important need that they're asking that you can fulfill? What is in their heart that you need to address very first?
最首要的，他们心里有什么需求？
其实我觉得每一个孩子，无论他在哪里，这个世界的任何一个角落，他都需要父母的爱。其实这个是我觉得这是最基本也是最真实的一个需求。他们需要父母的陪伴，他们需要父母的关心，他们需要父母跟他们在一起。但是确实在现在的社会当中有这个情况，就是这个家庭成员有的时候他们不能在一起，可能在孩子比较小的时候，可能他就已经跟他的父母已经分开了。所以我觉得我们的能力很有限，我们做不了什么，我们也不可能把孩子的父母和他们绑在一起，我们也做不到这一点。但我们希望能够传播一点东西，就是传播一种方法，传播一种认知，然后能够让人有可能尽可能的多出一点点时间跟自己的孩子在一起。当他不能够做到的时候，希望那些陪伴他们的乡村教师，因为乡村教师其实他从教师的角色之外还有一个角色，他们其实是孩子的第二个父母。所以呢，我们希望用这种方法能让他们掌握这种力量，从另外一个角度输出孩子在这个空白期间也能够得到弥补那些缺失的爱。
Okay, Mr. Zhang said that actually he believes that all kids in the world, all children in the world, no matter in China, rich or poor, or no matter what status, all of them need love from their parents. They need love. He feels that this is something that is most basic and also most real in terms of the need of their children. Now, they need parents to be with them, to accompany them, to help them through their lives. But unfortunately, to speak of this organization, this project, in Chinese society today, it's not always possible for parents to accompany these children through their growth. Sometimes from a very, very early age, they need to separate from their own child. So against such a reality, what this organization can do sometimes feels very little. Obviously, they cannot always reunite parents and children. This can be a very difficult task. But what they can do is transmit an idea, a belief for these parents to try and spend a little bit more time with these children, spend as much time as they can with their children to answer these needs. And when this is still impossible, another thing that this can do is try to make the countryside teachers that are working with this organization realize that when they go in these places, they have actually a second role, which is the role of a temporary parent for these children, to accompany these children through their growth while their parents are not in a position to do so. And, this love that the children might obtain in this way is the most basic and most real need that our organization is trying to address now.
That's very interesting that this is becoming so important and so widespread, and it's expanding rapidly throughout China to both urban and rural settings, this kind of deep care for the inner child. And I think it's typical of how many ideas that begin in the West and go to China, they get changed by China. They get reinterpreted, they get reshaped, they get reformed, they get expanded. They have a different psychological and cultural base. Their essence remains the same, but they come out very different. And it's fascinating for us to see in America how those ideas of psychology and arts and culture and economics and technology, we see it in all these different fields. So I want to thank Liu Sumei and Zhang Zhengyue for being here. I want to thank Lin Fan Lin for his continuing support through Beijing Emozi and his media company, and thank Zhou Xiaofang and David Castellano for making it all happen at the other end. So until the next time, aloha and zaijian, xie xie to our friends in Beijing from Think Tech Hawaii.